My daughter 15F was shown a hurtful video made by her cousin 16F. I have a really good relationship with my sister and thought our families got along pretty well. My daughter is a little socially awkward and always looked forward to visiting with her cousins because they're around her age. It wasn't that frequent of a thing, just calls on birthdays, holiday visits, and the occasional family trip to the beach. With the pandemic, we haven't been able to do family trips, so instead we've started trying to stay in touch via family Zoom video chats instead. A week or so ago we did a call just to check in and say hi. My daughter was happy to see her aunt and her cousins. She had mentioned that the cousin closest to her age had been acting weird, but we figured it was just pandemic-related stress and let it go. We decided to stop by to drop off their Christmas gifts the other day and stayed on the porch. For safety reasons because of the pandemic. My brother-in-law answered, "I'm pretty sure he's never liked me, but that's probably irrelevant," and told me to just wait there while he got my sister to deal with us. While he was gone, their oldest daughter came to the door with a smirk on her face and asked how we were doing. We had some idle chatter, then she mentioned something about how if we had a gift for her sister, the middle daughter 16F from the title, we should probably just give it to her instead, or take it back. I asked why, and she whipped out her tablet and showed me a recording of a presentation where middle cousin had recorded clips from the Zoom call with my daughter and spent the entire time mocking her. I won't get into specifics, but it was incredibly hurtful, and my daughter started crying and walked away to sit in the car before the video presentation was even finished. I was so shocked I didn't know what to say. By the time my sister came to the door I was in tears myself. My sister saw her eldest with the tablet and seemed to immediately know what had happened and asked her to go back inside. My sister looked at me and told me she was sorry, but all I could do was shake my head and gather the gifts to leave. I spent the evening with my daughter trying to cheer her up, but I don't think this is the type of thing she's going to get over quickly. I get that she's not as outgoing as her cousins, and that they just had a familial relationship instead of being outright friends, but she did at least think her cousins loved her as family. She and I are both crushed to find out we were wrong on that assumption. I'm at a loss here. First of all, I'm not sure what I can say or do to ever repair the relationship between my daughter and her cousins. I'm not even sure I want to try. Secondly, I'm not sure how I can ever be in the same room with my sister's children knowing this has happened. This feels like an enormous rift in our relationship that I'm not sure how to bridge. My sister has left a couple of tearful voicemails and I do truly believe she feels remorse, but I haven't heard a thing from any of the others in the family. If you all were in my situation, what would you do to repair the relationship? Too Long Did Not Read daughter was shown a presentation where she was recorded and mocked by her cousin. Not sure how to resolve this situation in a way that helps my daughter feel better and repair the relationship with my sister's family. I think you have a conversation with your sister. That she knew about it and didn't destroy it? The kid isn't being punished. This is mean girl shit that gets kids kicked out of school these days. She may want to address it. Complete with an apology. And your daughter doesn't have to forgive or get over it. But this kind of mean girl crap happened before the extra tech and it won't stop. Good heavens. I'm sorry. Scandalous. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this was posted in Am I the Asshole by the opposing party. ETA link. Here. I dropped them like a hot potato. One cousin made the hurtful presentation, the other was mean enough to make you two watch Not Giving a Damn About Your Tears and hurt, and your brother-in-law thought it funny and laughed it off. What are those people? You don't repair it. And I know that may sound terrible, but cutting toxic people out of your life is the best option. They have no respect of love for you or your daughter. I know how this feels. I have not spoken to my mother in 5 years. She would get drunk and leave me voicemails about how I wasn't her daughter, just an inconvenience, and I was nothing like her, blah blah blah. Your sister's family is fucked. I'm not even joking here. The fact that your brother-in-law posted it online in Am I the Asshole and found it funny is disgusting. I had a visceral reaction of disgust when I saw his post, and I've been on the internet a long time. Bullying young children is not funny. The fact that it is condoned by your brother-in-law is even worse. She's a bully. Avoid her and your sister too. Your sister probably saw that video first and knew. I cut off my sister for a whole year once because she is toxic. Then things were better, but I had to cut her off for 2 years the next time. Now I just keep her at a safe distance. I've unblocked her number, but she's far enough away that contact is infrequent. It's better that way. Wasn't this posted on Am I the Asshole? Just a few days ago. Protect your daughter. Your sister is a coward for not warning you about the cruel actions of your nieces, and your brother-in-law is an utter tool. I'm so sorry this happened to you. It doesn't have to be repaired. That being said, this is an opportunity to model how to handle disagreements, hurt feelings, and wrongdoings. Don't force your daughter to respond in any way. Instead, explore with questions what she would like to do, if anything. Support and validate her decisions. Ultimately, the outcome of this relationship is up to these two young girls. It's important for them to feel in control of that, even if they are getting guidance from adults. As far as your sister, what do you want to do? I had cousins like this growing up. I was much younger and they resented me being around. Finally, other kids came into the picture, so I finally didn't have to socialize with them anymore. But we were never close like the parents wanted. I was always afraid of being treated like dirt again, and frankly I never wanted to go there again. I was also different. I actually graduated from college unlike my tormentors and helped my younger cousins when they were struggling with college classes. I made a deal with them that they would help the next group of cousins that needed help. Making sure the help is there for whoever needs it. I am just heartbroken for you and your daughter. What really disturbs me is that you and your sister were made out to be the bad guys for forcing a cousin relationship. You know what? That's what families do. They have relationships. They celebrate holidays, weddings, births, deaths, together. They don't have to be BFFs, but they are cousins. What your niece did was completely unacceptable. If she made a video on how her grandparents, or her mom, or her sister sucked and she didn't want to deal with them, would her dad have still laughed and thought it was funny? I'm so sorry you and your daughter are dealing with this nightmare. I've been the kid who was on the end of something like this. It will always be with her. Let her decide what she wants to do, but as a child, all I wanted was my parents to be loyal to me, and they weren't. And it hurt so bad. You need to be a mother first. Forget about your sister, and forget about your sister's bratty kids. Don't even mention the word forgive to your daughter. It is entirely up to her if she ever decides to do that. The people that she loves, her own family, set her up for humiliation and must have spent a very long time tailoring this video to make it as excruciatingly painful and humiliating as possible. You need to get tough to protect your daughter. Under no circumstances will your daughter have to see or be in the same room as these other kids again ever, as long as she is under your roof. What your sister does is her business. But no daughter of yours will ever be subjected to the presence of these other people if she does not wish. Honestly, throw out the whole family. Sorry if that sounds harsh, but the kind of family that A. creates a video like that in the first place, B. thinks it's hilarious, and C. willing shows it to you and your daughter, knowing the kind of emotional damage it will inflict, is not truly family in the first place. If your niece really did not want to spend more time with your daughter, there are ways to communicate that in a healthy manner. Maybe the nieces can be given some grace in the future due to their current age and immaturity, but your brother-in-law has no excuse. You had me enraged at his deal with us remark. Edit. A word. Well, from your Bill post, he thinks it's okay. He is a poss and enabling her. Your sister is trying to do what is right, but she should have made her daughter delete that shit as soon as she knew about it. Wow. I just read the post by your brother-in-law in Am I the Asshole, and he completely leaves out all the parts in which he and his daughters are definitely assholes. Don't even read the comments because they are not relevant, since he wrote the whole post in such a way in which he couldn't be to blame. In short, I'm so sorry this happened to you and your daughter. Your feelings are valid and you deserve time to think it over. Personally, if it were me, I'd rethink having that particular extended family as part of my life. Believe people when they show you their true colors. You don't repair anything. What your nieces did was complete bullshit. If your daughter doesn't want to be around those girls, then that's her choice. I think your brother-in-law posted in Am I the Asshole a while ago looking for support that it was okay not to punish his daughter. He got it, too. People were going on about how funny and clever your niece was. It was pretty disgusting. I'm sorry your daughter was hurt by someone she trusted, even if it's not the same story. Jesus. I'm really sorry that you had to go through this, both you and your daughter. I always viewed relatives as strangers who shared the same blood, but this is a whole nother level. I would cut ties with them. Something about their behavior, while it needs to be addressed, will be such a long process that it may not even be worth it. Monsters aren't born, they're made. Think about that. It makes me sick how many grown adults thought that a child making a PowerPoint making fun of another child was funny. Grow TF up. You don't have to repair anything if you don't want to. It's not your responsibility. My mother and my maternal uncle also had a fallout a few years back, because my uncle mocked her for having cancer and accused her for swindling $100 from him. It was a shitfest. Huge backstab. It's alright. I don't know if you need it, but I just want to say that it's alright to just let go. This is extremely hurtful and your lives can be better even without them. Forgive yourself, you did nothing wrong. You didn't know what went on in their household, you couldn't have known. Good luck. I think it's best to cut your losses and support your daughter in building a family outside of your biological circle. Sorry this happened. Your niece and brother-in-law are definitely assholes. Jesus, this is so fake. I'd have slapped the kid and smashed the tablet tbh. She's 2 years away from being considered old enough to go into jail for that sort of shit. Cyberbullying is a serious crime and is a very common cause of suicide. I'd give the cousins gifts to your daughter and send a polite message to your sister saying she can expect no further contact from you and that if you find the cousin has done repeat offenses of a similar manner, you will take it to the police. I highly suspect the father has something to do with the cousin's bad behavior. The older one was all smug about it too. She wanted to hurt your daughter. Your sister is raising monsters. I wouldn't have my children around hers ever again. I'd call the sister to tell her exactly why, but holy cow, what little bitches, and your sister knew and didn't do anything. I saw the Am I the asshole and I am so sorry. I would have been devastating see something like that, even as a 42-year-old adult. Your poor daughter heartbreak. This was already on Reddit already from your brother-in-law most likely. Cause the parents knew about it, and people thought the girl was not the asshole, cause her parents were trying to force them to be friends with her cousin, even though she wasn't interested. The ages of the kids involved and the Zoom call presentation are the same, as well as other details. One thing you better not do is try to force, strongly suggest, or otherwise attempt to get your daughter to forgive her past cousin. She doesn't need to forgive that person ever. And you need to come to terms with that and support her if that's what she wants to do. No matter what your sister says, no matter your family says, not matter what your friends say, no matter what you may think, that ball is in her court to do with as she wants. Oh, please keep us updated. Have you addressed his post with your sister? Cousins don't mean jack shit. I have multiple cousins I don't care about. We grew up with brother-sister bonds. Around 14 to 16 they became snobby and pretentious. I have zero problem telling them, fuck off, to their face. I've made it clear to them I don't like them and don't respect what they've turned into. Hope your daughter finds it in her that she doesn't need an asshole cousin. This is fake. This is basically that one Am I the asshole post but from the other perspective. It was posted by the dad, and in that post, the presentation wasn't ever shown to the cousin. Bullies raise bullies. It's learned behavior. I read the original post. The sister's husband is definitely an asshole. What kind of piece of garbage father condones this and laughs? Man, sometimes I really just want to just hit kids for what they do to others. Sometimes. Don't try to repair the relationship, it's not worth it. They'll learn their lesson, for now then just go back to bullying your daughter or someone else. It's not worth it to associate with these people. If your sister really was sorry then she'd have called down both siblings and yelled at them and made them apologize there and then. Wait, I read a post from Am I the Asshole about this. The op of the Am I the Asshole thread is going to pay when his daughter turns that wrath on him. What a horrible situation. The girls should be kind because their cousin is a person. My guess is their nasty father is the ringleader in this situation. What they did was cruel. You feels like not my issue. Man, this sure is funny. You daughter did this and all you could do is laugh. You're an asshole raising asshole children. Good job, boss. But at least you're the favorite parent, right? Pos. Remind me. TBH, it sounds like the entire relationship has been forced. She is rightfully allowed to dislike someone regardless of their relation to her. Plus her mum did ask for an explanation, sounds like she gave several woman shrugging light skin tone. How the hell did brother-in-law get not the asshole on his Am I the Asshole post? What the heck is wrong with people? Glad you're a good mother and are there for your daughter. Sparkling heart. Wait, I think I saw the OPP person's post on IATA. LMAO. It's one thing to not click with a cousin, but there is no excuse for cruelty, and the brother-in-law thinking it's funny to be hurtful to a child is disturbing. I'd talk to your sister when you feel up to it. I'd be interested in how she plans on addressing it with her kid and husband. I'm not sure how you repair the relationship with them. Your relationship might be salvageable with your sister depending on what she has to say. I hope she really looks at her relationship with her husband and child to see why they thought that behavior was funny. This reminds me of an "Am I the asshole?" post. Even without showing this to your daughter, it would be so cruel. I read the father's post on "Am I the asshole?" and they all laughed with her, except your sister. As someone who was forced to be friends with people who bullied me, please don't force your kid to forgive them. Please, please, please just be there for your daughter right now. I was so insecure at 15, I can't even imagine what seeing something like that would have done to me. Whatever you end up doing with your family needs to be in her best interests. I cannot stress enough how fragile she has got to be right now. I lived through a shit ton of bully cousins. I was an easy target, so there was physical and verbal abuse, teasing, being ignored. It sucked greatly. I hung with the adults when my tormentors were about. I found things to occupy my time as I'd be stuck for a week or more because we lived in another state. I still don't interact with them. If they try, I always bring up the dick behavior. They're always embarrassed. Firstly, you have two shitty nieces. The one who recorded that hurtful crap and the idiot who showed it to you. Secondly, your sister is a piece of work for keeping said recording, not schooling her kids on how wrong it was. Never mind, they should have been raised to know better than not having them apologize to you and your daughter. I would rather have a friend like your daughter than these ignorant people you call family. Tell your daughter not to take it personally. This reflects more on what they lack in character. Talk to your sister and explain you saw her husband's post and you indeed think he's the asshole. Also explain that this has affected yours and your daughter's relationship with everyone, and if that's how they truly feel, then you will limit contact. Your daughter is devastated and she shouldn't be made to talk to her cousins again. Her needs come first, even if that means you distance yourself from them in order for her to heal. If this is how they treat family, how are they treating girls they don't like at school? Your brother-in-law is an asshole for making his wife the bad guy here. As parents, you should be working as a team. Even if he did find it funny, he should have shut that down straight away, but he's happy to be the favorite. He truly is an asshole. I vaguely remember the other side of this story being posted and the dad laughed about it and totally took his daughter's side. Anyone remember that? This is fake, but also the two sides of the story don't match up, and I am betting there is some leniency on both sides. But it's fake, so it doesn't matter, haha.